How's it going, BC? Doug back for another update. Just got a few things to show you today, not too much. Did a mail order for a few things and a couple of random thrift store finds. Up first, what you're listening to. Black Symbol, self-titled release on Reggae Archive Records. This is a brand new release, all tracks recorded between 1980 and 1987. UK, a very strong connection to reggae, second only to Jamaica, because a lot of Jamaican immigrants went to England and brought their culture and their music with them. So with it, developed a strong market for reggae in England, and also homegrown music scene with many local artists. These guys, Black Symbol, from Birmingham, Handsworth, UK, also home of Steel Pulse, a little more well known. This Reggae Archive label, they kind of specialize in putting out British reggae that didn't quite get the exposure at the time as some of the other groups, and in some cases stuff that was never even released. So, good stuff. Got one other one. Capital Letters, Wolverhampton. This is brand new music, actually, their first album in 30 years. This is on Sugar Shack Records, which is kind of a sister label to Reggae Archives. They're another UK group that put out an album or two back in the day. Their biggest tune is probably known as Smoking My Ganja, which came out on the Green Sleeves label. This, as I said, is a brand new album, and very good it is as well. Only slight quibble I have with this label is if you choose the vinyl, you get less tracks than the CD. So this album, you get side 1 is 5 vocal tracks, side 2 is 5 dub versions, which is instrumental remixes. And if you go for the CD, I think they leave off the dubs and you get several more vocals. So vinyl, kind of almost a teaser for the CD. So, but it's good enough, I might end up going for both. And I had a couple of finds on the Numero label. Not finds, but pickups. I think Kieran Needle Groove might have showed these and tipped me onto these. First one is Syl Johnson, Is It Because I'm Black? Killer Deep Soul. I knew this tune first from a reggae version, which was done by Ken Booth. And it's on a compilation that the Blood and Fire label put out several years ago called Darker Than Blue, sold from Jam Down, which is entirely Jamaican artists doing their own versions of well-known soul and R&B songs. It's long out of print, but should still be reasonably available and very highly recommended. And the other one I got, I think Needle Groove might have shown this as well. Father's Children, also on Numero. Nice gatefold there. This is excellent, excellent deep soul, bit of funk. Just could drop the needle on pretty well any tune on that album, it's so good. Had one other one, I might actually do a quick needle drop for you here. And this one is called Tabou Combo. They are a group from Haiti. This is from 1973. This is a reissue on Secret Stash Records. I had found one album of theirs last summer, I guess it was, an original. So when I saw this available, I decided to go for it. Their music is called Compass. I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation, but they're from Haiti. Lyrics are all in Creole, kind of Afrobeat inspired, and a bit of American funk and stuff as well in there. Here's a little taster here. Had a couple of random thrift store finds as well. don't usually find too much of interest, but I picked these up. This is a Genya Rabanne, and I really mean it. It's 1979 20th Century Records. I'd heard her name before, mentioned here and there, seen the odd record, but never heard anything. So I picked this up, and it's not quite New York punk, but close, really close. I actually started listening to the first side, didn't really care for it all that much at first, so I flipped it over to the B side and it started to grow on me a bit more, and then I flipped it over again and enjoyed it a lot more. But first song on side 2 is called Junkman. I actually had to check the credits because it sounded to me like some kind of outtake from Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. So checking the credits, sure enough, it is Mick Ronson from Spiders from Mars band on guitar. And there's a duet with a male vocalist on it who sounds just like David Bowie. But it was actually Ian Hunter from Mott the Hoople. So that was pretty good. There's also kind of a Blondie influence. The second track, I think, on side 1 goes into a kind of a Blondie style break. So very cool. And from Black Symbol to Belafonte. You've all seen this around, I suppose. This is his second album, I believe. It's right before the whole Banana Boat Calypso craze that he started. Picked this up because there were 2 copies of this in the thrift store, and they were both practically mint, which usually you see his records kind of beat up. But it's got Matilda on here, which was a big song for him. Kind of a similar style to Banana Boat, Calypso. If you're not up and dancing during that, something's wrong. There might be a problem. But Belafonte, very good singer. Dabbled in a lot of styles. Folk, Calypso of course, jazz, kind of pop standards. Did a lot of stuff. Huge influence on the 60s folk boom. And also a big player in the civil rights movement about the same time. So, good stuff there. So that's, one more reggae thing I had to show for you. This is not vinyl. Apologies to the purists out there. CD. This is Yabby You, Dread Prophecy. This is on Shanachie Records. This is a new release. It's a compilation of 1970s tracks. It's not available on vinyl, unfortunately. 3 CD set with a booklet. Very affordably priced. There's been a lot of buzz about this one in reggae circles the last couple of months, waiting for it to come out. Yabby You is probably not well known to the average music fan, but he's a huge name to the reggae cognoscenti. At times his music has been kind of not easy to come by. When I first started out, there was very little out there. It's probably only the hardcore vinyl collectors would have his stuff. He was a singer and as well as a producer, so he's got his own vocals on here, as well as many other big names of the 70s reggae scene. Big Youth, King Tubby, Wayne Wade, Trinity, Michael Prophet, Willie Williams, who originally did Armageddon Time, which was covered by The Clash. It's probably some of his earliest tracks here. It's also got 3 dub plates on it, which were exclusive tunes never before released on a compilation. So yeah, good one to check out if you have any interest at all. As I said, very affordable, chock full of crucial tunes, and definitely a good one to give a listen to. Okay guys, that's about it. It was just a quick update this time. I'm hoping to do some more serious digging pretty soon in the next week or 2. Did everybody get out to a record store on the weekend? I abstained myself. I went one time, but this year there's not too many of the limited editions I was too keen on tracking down, and not a big fan of the crowds and the hype. But I definitely hope to be back at it, as I said, in the next week or 2, and I hope to have another update for you. Until then, if you like what you see, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. I love to hear from you. Alright, take care.